Welcome back to Story Stars Storytime with me, Sarah. Today we're reading one of my favorites from when I was a kid. It's called The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. You might know this story. I love this one. Have you ever seen snow? It'd be fun if it snowed, wouldn't it be? One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. I see the snow on the rooftops outside. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Wow, those are tall piles of snow. They're a lot taller than Peter. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out, like this. He walked with his toes pointing in, like that. What is he making in the snow? Footprints. That's right, it looks like he's making a pattern with his footprints. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. That looks different than the footprints, doesn't it? And he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. What do you think Peter found? What is it? It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. What do you think is going to happen when he smacks that snow-covered tree? Let's see. Oh no! Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. Oh, I bet that was cold. It's a good thing he's got a hat on. Look, his face. He looks kind of like he's not too happy about that snow falling on his head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. It looks like he's choosing to sit by himself. But I see the other kids playing with snowballs. So he made a smiling snowman. And he made angels. That looks fun. Have you ever made a snowman? He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great big tall heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. That looks like fun. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. There's his socks. Why do you think his socks got wet? Well, if he was out in the snow, he probably got snow on his socks, and when snow melts, it gets wet. And he thought and thought about them. What's Peter doing now? He's taking a bath. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. What happened to the snowball? Well, if he put it in his pocket and he went inside his warm house, it probably melted. You can see the wet spot that it left on his coat. Oh. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. How do you think Peter feels now? He looks happy. Maybe he's excited to make a new snowball. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. Oh, I love that story. It's so good. Makes me wish there was some snow outside. Thank you so much for reading this story with me. And remember, the greatest story ever told is your story, because your story matters. Thanks for watching Story Stars Storytime with me, Sarah. See you next time.